Boo.
Boo.
Video isn't working.
Your video is not working.
Why not?
That's a very good question. I'll be right back there.
Leave.
It's already cold outside. Yeah. Why is the air conditioner running?
I used my seat warmer today.
I'm restarting my computer.
Okay. Morning, everybody. How are you?
I'm not seeing anyone else.
I see 8 people.
How come I don't see any?
Good morning. Yeah, I see 8 people too. No, I only see 6. One,
Yeah,
two.
now I see 6. You're muted, Jim.
Hey, Jim. I can't hear you, Jim.
Yeah, Jim's muted. There,
Morning,
there you
Robbie.
go.
Good morning. How are you? Long time no see.
I know. I'm restarting my computer. I couldn't get my video to work on my computer for some reason.
Oh, okay.
If you need to, you can come out here too.
Well, I can do my phone. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay.
Oh,
Jim,
there
you
you
got a
are.
twin. Jim's got a twin.
Now I gotta,
We don't need 2 Jims though.
I know, right?
there we go. Ha, yeah, you can't even handle one. All right, so 10 o'clock. We got a little surprise this morning. Randy Workman with Center 21 Corporate is joining us,
Oh, nice.
and to go over a few new exciting things that's going on. So we'll give a couple minutes for everybody to come on board. And then, Randy, are you around yet? Not yet.
Jim, at some point I'd like to like share my experience with this deal that I did. Just to
Oh,
kind of
the
just for education, just to
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just to help other people out. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of experienced guys on here, but might be good just a learning lesson for everybody too.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How's that? Is it resolved?
Yeah, we're settling it now. We're just putting the agreement together.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But I have to pay some bones, so it's all good.
That sucks.
It's all right. It's all part of the
Sometimes you
business.
gotta pay to make it go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Morning, Al.
Mr. Al Galvis, the man, the myth,
The
the legend.
legend.
Oh boy, what an introduction. Look at that. I got to come on these calls more often.
There you go.
What's happening?
What's
How
up,
are you?
Al?
What's up, Rami? How are you, man?
Good, buddy. You doing well?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, I like that beard. You look distinguished. You look like an official commercial
Me?
specialist.
Me? Okay. I
Have you
love
always had
it.
a beard?
Yeah, but it's a little bit darker. Usually it's a lot lighter. It's the same thing, but much lighter.
Ah, looks
Yeah.
distinguished.
When I'm really busy, it grows. When I'm not as stressed, it's shaved off. So
Well, enjoy the black while you can, because
Right?
pretty soon it's gonna look like Al's.
I know. Right?
Yeah, I predict white in your future.
Yes.
But I do wish I had Jim's hair. I mean, that's the only thing I wish I
The
had.
workman, I think I saw your pretty face in there.
Ah,
Hey, Randy.
You there?
Yeah, sorry, my mic was turned off. I was actually said you guys didn't hear me. My hair was jet black about 3 years ago, and then I met Jim Kelsey. So
I tend to do that to people.
sorry, can't help it, buddy.
You are not sorry.
that's
You-
great.
that's
I know you well enough.
No, it looks good on you, Randy. So
Oh, thanks, pal. Yeah, my wife said if I ever shave this, she's gonna leave me because I don't have an upper lip. So I figured if I, maybe, hey, that's actually not a bad idea. Never mind.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
my God. Well, I hope everybody's doing good this morning. Like I said, we got a special extinguished guest this morning.
Extinguished.
Extinguished. Randy, you want to tell everybody what we got going on and what's
Yeah. So,
coming up?
Jim, thanks for inviting me on. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Commercial Academy. We're about to launch a promo video from Mike Meadler that will probably close out. We've got half full right now. Probably close out the registration. So I want to jump on and talk a little bit about it. Probably go in more depth. And here it is, hot off the presses. I just got kind of the final, hey, this is what we're planning on this morning. So I was copying and pasting really fast before our meeting here. So you guys are getting the first look at the agenda. But I also want to cover a couple other things too, just things that, top of mind, maybe they're new to you guys. Just want to bring those up, and I'll do that after the Academy. So you tell me when you're ready to rock and roll, Jim, and I'll take it away.
Rock and roll.
All right. Let me see if I got this puppy going here. Sure, I share sound since we do have sound. Oh, and you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
So one thing to note, the video is also hot off the presses. It has not even gone through editing. So I'm going to kind of do my own editing where Mike kind of paused and stuff. So you'll have to bear with me on that. So guys, Jim invited me to come on, and good timing because of the new upcoming promo for the Commercial Academy. The Commercial Academy, if you haven't ever gone, is designed to help agents and brokerages really build a scalable commercial business. So if you've gone through the ICRE and the MCRE training, this is beyond that. The real purpose of the academy is a live 3-day immersion of commercial real estate, so 24 hours of content. But it's the precursor to that is we have 2 90-minute Zoom meetings, and I'll talk more about that. So it's cool. We're bringing together practitioners from all over the world. We've got South America, we've got Canada, we've got people from all over the US. So there's going to be a lot of different commercial pros there wanting to learn the same thing you guys might want to learn as well. We're going to really drill down into specializations in deal flow. And so in the room, the goal really is to help everyone. If they are an occasional, I call them occasional or dabblers in commercial real estate, we want to bring them to bring consistent revenue. That said, let's cue up the Mike Meidler video, and you have to bear with me. I got to see a timing where I cut him off where he kind of pauses and he's waiting for the editors to figure it out. So take a listen to Mike hot off the presses.
Hey guys, I will tell you, and you know this, commercial real estate is changing fast. And the way we've always done this business, it's really not going to cut it as we all move forward. We're seeing data, technology, and AI completely reshape how deals are found, how they're analyzed, and actually executed. And the people who are winning right now, they're the ones who can think differently and move faster. That's exactly why we built the Century 21 Commercial Academy. And team, this is not a conference. This is a 3-day hands-on immersion where you actually work through how deals get done. You're analyzing real deals, looking at real markets, underwriting opportunities, and learning to think like an investor, not just a broker. You'll be in a live deal lab, collaborating with other professionals and applying AI tools the way you'd actually use them in your business. And here's what I love about this.
Let's see if I got this right. Actually, what he says right there is better than what he said over here, but this kind of finishes it out. So let me just find it's right in here. All right. Go, Mike.
Actually works. Since 2017, our Academy attendees have seen over a 35% increase in year-over-year growth. And one agent who started with us with no commercial experience is now a CCIM and ranked number 7 in the country. That's what's possible. So join us November 3rd through the 5th at Westlake, Texas, where you need to be. I hope to see all you guys there.
Thanks, Mikey.
Where do we sign up, Randy?
So that little video clip there, it's kind of like that transitional thing going from residential to commercial, and that's not really what the Academy is about. And I'll send this over to you via link also, Jim.
Okay.
This QR code is a landing page to learn more about the Academy. We'll be updating it now that we have the agenda pretty much finalized. So you can read more about it, but you can also register there as well. You can see the accommodations, what airports, things like that, so you can really dial in and plan. One thing about the Academy, there are 96 seats. Normally, there's only 72 to 80 because we have it at the corporate office in New Jersey. And we listened, and we had a lot of our people from all over the country, especially West Coasters like you guys, say, Randy, it takes me a day to get back to New Jersey and a day to get home. I mean, that's 5 days, which is great, but I'm really busy, that kind of thing. So we decided to try Westlake, Texas. It's a campus of big corporations plus Mike Bowman, Century 21 Mike Bowman, brand new office there. So it's actually a campus. They got cafeterias, it's weight rooms, all that kind of stuff. But beyond that, 96 seats. So I will send this out to you today, Jim. It's $399. We wanted to make it affordable. We're bringing in speakers from all over. We also have a couple of pilot programs we're going to run. Everyone's going to get some resources there as well. So let me just kind of take a quick peek, and I won't read through all of this. So we have two pre-sessions. The reason we do this is we want to make sure you're prepared when you get there. Whether you've taken the MCRE, ICRE, 35 hours of training or not, We do recommend, Jim, if you have any agents interested, at minimum, they take the ICRE introduction course, that 6-hour
Right.
course. That'll really help them because that's foundational. That'll help them understand this. Lauren and Todd and Mark and the people and myself that are going to be there will make sure that everyone has a good experience. So this is really preparing for AI. This is a big deal. We did this down at for me it's down 121 in Vegas. We had 4 sessions, but we feel like AI is going to dominate a lot of the inner workings of the commercial real estate space. You're going to continue to have those relationships. That's not going to be replaceable. AI is for the things that you don't want to do. AI is for things that you want to do better and faster. And so we're really going to dive deep into that. We have Mark Hawkridge and his team from Property Radar is going to be there. We are going to be able to actually hands-on learn how to find long-term owners, identify properties that are either in distress or possibly want to sell. So we're really going to dig into that. And then we're also going to take Property Radar and add Claude. If you don't know what Claude is, it's one of the better platforms for commercial real estate. I use Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Manus. You can name a ton of them. They're all free until you start using them a lot and they cut you off sometime during the day if you say, hey, you've run out of time limit. But we're going to go into Claude and talk about why Claude works really well. I can tell you from experience, I had a broker call me, it's been about 3 weeks ago. He's in Ohio and he said, Randy, I'm in a conundrum here. I don't know what to do. I've got an opportunity. It's from NAI Global. They called me because I'm in that market and there's a church they want to sell, but there's no churches within 200 miles. He said, can you help me? I said, well, I can direct you. I can't help you because that's not my job. I can't do that from a corporate perspective. So I said, let me call you back after my meeting. After my meeting, I went on Claude. I gave him the address of this church and I gave him kind of the code promptings that I thought would be correct. Claude gave me within about 3 minutes, a 15-page prospectus of a broker priced opinion. I sent it to him and said, look, be transparent that it's AI, but this is really good stuff. It broke down the demographics based on the demographics there, the demographics over where the closest comp was, 200 miles or so away. And it really made a lot of sense. So we're going to dive into AI. That pre-session's 90 minutes. That date is to be determined, obviously. Then the second session is really talking about the foundations of the commercial deal. We go through investment analysis. We talk about the importance of understanding cap rate versus IRR. A lot of people use cap rate. They think that shows the value of a building. And we are going to drill down into understanding that better so that you can explain it to your clients better if you don't understand it. Everyone will have access to the Analyst Pro. If they don't have it, we're going to have the Analyst Pro available. We're going to do a case study. It's the Vampire Village case study, which I've seen before. It's a play on Halloween just because it's right after Halloween. But we're going to go through different things from mixed retail to tenants. There's a 6-tenant building that we're going to talk about, expense assumptions, things like that, just so you understand the financial part of it. Remember, the Academy is hands-on. The Academy is bring your computers, we'll provide the notebooks, the food during the day, and roll up your sleeves and get ready to rock and roll. So hopefully this came out all right. So this is the high-level version of the topics we're going to cover every day. It's from 8 to 5 the first 2 days, and then 8 to 8:30 to 5 the last day. We figured some people might go out and be a little tired. So, but we'll talk about the framework of commercial real estate, which most of you do know that, but from a different perspective. As you guys know, you take someone who's a professor who teaches this day in and day out, travels the world to teach JLL and CBRE and Cush Wake, this kind of stuff. You're getting top level training. We'll talk about how important it is for territory planning, and so you can have that market domination. I call them chase marketers versus those having market domination is really kind of a unique thing. You don't want to be chase marketing. You don't want to be chasing after owners. You want owners to be attracted to you, and that's what that's about. Property Radar Masterclass, we're going to have hands-on with Mark Hawkridge and his team again. We're working out the details in that, but we'll have Property Radar, new business partner. Think of Reonomy. Think of those companies that have those big data companies. Property Radar has it all, and they show you how to do it. You can market right from Property Radar. So we're going to go through that, talk about cold calling commercial owners, because that's part of it. When you uncover an owner, got to know how to do that. We'll get into digital prospecting. LinkedIn's a big one because it's business oriented, but we have some success stories on Facebook and Meta. So, and then we'll go through the referral systems and the daily prospecting machine. On day 2, it's about winning the assignment. It's about getting listings, understanding how to get listings, understanding presentations and the process, understanding negotiations, which is huge. That's always fun, by the way. I love the negotiations masterclass. So we talk about the pipeline discussion. We just review every day, but we get into why owners hire one broker over another. And that's where you want, it's not that chase marketing concept, it's attraction marketing. They're attracted to you because of what you're going to learn in that session. Creating broker opinion of value presentations. Some will be AI, some will not be. It'll be just the nuts and bolts of the industry and who's there and who's available, the latest technology. Fee defense. I love this one because when I'm talking to agents all the time, they say, Randy, where do I focus on commercial real estate? It's like, where are you in your career? Well, new agents, I always say, look, I have a case study of an agent that won a listing overnight. It's a $2 million listing. He sold it for $1.87 something million. He made $78,000 and got both sides of the deal. That story resonates to, hey, focus on small commercial real estate. Understand your competitive positioning with commercial real estate. Where you're gonna get the most business is where I want to focus. If I can make $78,000 on a $2 million listing versus a $5 or $10 million listing at a 0.5 or 1% fee, I'm taking the smaller deals all day long. So we'll talk about that. I love the objection handling class. That's really understanding objections, and we do a little bit of role playing. The negotiations is we have a tenant and we have a landlord, and we partner with groups. And the last time we did this, we also did a little bit of AI. People were using AI on the tenant side to find out what the values were, and they were coming back and negotiating with the landlord. So some pretty fun stuff there. Then on day 3, it's about building your business. And we do dive into AI a little bit again. We're not totally wanting to say, hey, this is all AI, but there's a lot of things that I'm doing right now. Believe it or not, you might not know it's really me. I have an AI twin. I built it with Twin Protocol. We're testing it at corporate. It's scary what it can do. AI can be helpful for you and your business beyond that. So we'll talk about that, how you can be a better real estate advisor using AI, using the automation. They call it Agentic Revolution, the agent that's going to be your virtual assistant. Then we'll do a hands-on AI workshop where you get to understand, and everybody's going to do the same case study, but we're going to see how everybody does. And then talk about building a 6-figure income. We'd all love that, right? Kelsey's known that for 30 or 40 years now, but us, us little guys, we have to learn how to do that. The CRM systems are important. We're going to talk about the different ones that are out there. Some are better than others. Some are really costly. Jim, I know you're going to say something. Just hold on to your hat there, buddy. I know you unmuted yourself for a reason. Not sure why.
I got to be ready,
I know. But then finally, it's building a scalable practice and what you really need, the components you need to build your own business. So that's kind of the high level overview snapshot. Again, I will send this off to Jim, the link. You can go read more. Like I said, when you get on there, by the way, the landing page talks about the Academy. That will be updated shortly, but you can kind of get the idea of it. And also for newer agents, it gives you a little direction, make sure, like I said, take that ICRE course. And there's also an accommodations tab. So when you get there, if you're really interested in going, the accommodations tab is at the top right-hand corner. You can go in there, choose the hotel you want. We did that for a reason. We also heard people say, hey, I like my rewards points versus having it at one location. So there's three hotels that are like 3 blocks away. So really close. So I'll send that off to you, Jim.
Okay.
Before I go on to a couple other things, anybody have any questions about the Academy?
Yeah, usually around that time I'm out of town and I'm on winter break. Winter break. I'm on vacation for the holidays. Can this be done also online 100%, or is this all in person?
It's all in person, Rami. We actually did some virtual stuff in the past, and it actually
Yeah.
was good.
Okay.
But that was right after COVID. We did it in 2020. We did it in 2021. Then we went back to live in 2022. So it's all going to be live,
Okay.
with the exception of those two 90-minute virtual sessions.
Okay.
You do have a question in the comments. Is this for realtors only or lenders as well?
I mean, anytime you go to a commercial learning event, it doesn't matter if you're lenders, mortgage, whatever, you're going to learn a ton, and it's better to be in the know, especially as fast as things are moving. My general response would be, it's probably better for brokers because that's what it's built for, learning how to prospect for clients and things like that, how to build your business. But if someone is a lender and they want to come, they're welcome to it. My only fear is if they don't have a good background in commercial, they might be a little bit lost.
Hey,
Randy,
Randy,
on the third day, on the 5th, is that a full day or is it?
We're going to we're going to try to end at 5. We always try to end earlier. We say 8 to 5 or 8:30 to 5 in this case. But we also have to be sensitive to people. Some people want to, get out of there and go back home because, they might have a 7 or 8 o'clock flight. So we've had people bug out a little bit early. But we always have really good note taking. We keep the Academy attendees engaged. We do follow-ups every day. We keep track of everyone to make sure that they're not lost. So if someone had to bug out a little bit early, that would be okay. But that's generally what we do is almost a full day on that last day, Jim.
Okay.
hey, Randy. Thanks for sharing that. A couple questions. Number one, was the Commercial Academy designed for those beginner agents or novice agents or expert agents as far as brokers on the commercial side? We can all learn, but do you anticipate the 90 plus people being there more so on the beginner side, novice side, or expert
I would
side?
say not on the beginner side. It's not that I discourage that, but here's the example. Mike actually said it in his video. Maggie Abdel-Mano, she's from New Jersey. Her first commercial academy is 2017. She's never missed one. She's coming back again this year. Maggie's been in the top 21 for 3 out of the last 4 years, and she's a CCIM. When she started in 2017, she asked me that question, Al, and I said, look, take the introduction course. At that point, we had the ACA, the Advanced Commercial Advisor training. I said, and if you can, take some of that. And she did. And here she is today, top agent in the country, got her CCIM. So she was new, even though she took that. But this is for people that have been in it for a while. I would say, I mean, I get people that are 10, 15, in some cases, Elias George. He's been in real estate for 25 years. He's come twice before. He's coming again this year. So it's kind of a bad answer for you, Al, but it's really geared for people who want to build a scalable business, not for dabblers in commercial real estate.
Yeah, thank you for that. Second question I have is, me and my teams, we're heavily invested in AI right now. We're paying for Claude at the Business Plus level because we're using it so much. We're going through some like creation of agents and twins and whatnot. Hands down, what we're learning and what we're being told is AI is so rapidly evolving. What was available, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 9 months ago is completely changed. So here we are, June, this is November. Is the content going to evolve with actually, what happens in November-ish? Because if you're planning on teaching now to, what's happening in June, that's not going to be the case in November. So how flexible?
Yeah, that's a great question. What's interesting about that question, Al, is Lauren Keim, who's a professor at Lehigh University, the Goodman Real Estate Center. He travels the world teaching. He's been studying AI for 2 years now. We did a little bit of AI at 121, and he said at the time when we met and said, hey, we got to start building this agenda. He goes, Randy, you know what? 6 months from now, it's going to change. You got to remember, it's a language learning machine, and they're all learning, and they're learning how to have conversations versus just coding. So it will evolve, Al. It will be the newest, latest, and greatest of everything. And so, like he said, he uses Claude because we like Claude a lot for commercial real estate. But case in point, ChatGPT, it's a great organizer of anything that you put out there. It teaches, you can actually ask it, I need to give me the code. I want to create this, and I need you to give me the correct code to give me the best result. And it will actually give you the coding. So you copy paste the coding, and then you say, I want to do this, and give them the coding. That's the kind of stuff that we're going to continue to evolve. So it will evolve. We're going to learn the latest and greatest, and you will learn things that you probably haven't learned, hopefully. But sounds like you're pretty ingrained with Claude, but that's awesome.
Yeah, when we've only started about 4 months ago, and it's so fast paced. It's constantly new features, new technology,
Yep.
new stuff.
Yep.
So it's been a fire hose scenario trying to drink out of it. So we're trying to keep it simple. Last question: is this being opened up to like all the Compass affiliates, the other sister companies, or this is only C21?
C21, baby.
Okay, cool.
And we actually talked about that before. And Coldwell Banker Commercial always says, how did that commercial academy go? They don't hold one. And we always sell out. And I saw the managing director when we were at the last one, and we had it in New Jersey. And he came in, he says, can I come in and listen? I go, yeah, come in any day. He came in during the negotiations class where they had just read their scripts, and they were going, okay, we got to negotiate. And he's watching people use AI to negotiate with. And he says, this is really good. Would you ever consider inviting our group? I said, we'd have to have a bigger one because we always have enough people to come. So if we ever did that, which is possible, we probably would have a bigger venue to hold a couple 100,000. I mean, no kidding. But no, it's one of those things that we felt like, hey, this is basically a Century 21 program that is always sold out. It's always been great. So why change it right now? Keep it for our brand only, and not share it with the rest.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, man.
Randy, quick question. With this new acquisition from Compass, anything coming up on the horizon regarding, like new things for commercial, or are things going to pretty much stay the same?
Nope, they're going to change rapidly. So there's a lot of things changing. And in fact, I'll mention one here in a minute when I talk about the newsletter that I actually put together every month, how that's going to evolve. Robert Revkin, I met him for the first time in Las Vegas. And Jim, you were there when he came in and addressed the group. And he came in as kind of a cameo last minute. He flew in, he says he got in an Uber, and it probably wasn't an Uber, it was probably a limo, but he said it was an Uber. Anyway, but he came directly to our session and took 30 minutes and answered questions and talked about the Compass tech stack, the things they're trying to do. He is a unique CEO that I've never seen one like, and I've been here 18 years. I've gone through 5 CEOs now, and he's amazing. When I say CEO of the major brand, which is Compass International, he's all in on understanding how to make the experience better for the agent. Not because brokers aren't important, but that's the lifeblood of a brokerage is the agent. So everything he's doing is, honestly, everything I've seen is amazing. They're going to adopt it to a commercial. I can tell you that we always are in the back seat of the car just because it's commercial. Residential is the big driver of the Compass brands, all of them. But I'm told that we're going to take the tech stack, and once we roll it out to the residential, they're going to do the same thing for commercial. One is the newsletter, for instance, how that's going to be handled as far as the new parts of it. So it's more automated. So I'm excited, guys. I mean, there's so many things that are changing, and that was my survey. They ask us a survey every 2 weeks, by the way, at Compass from an employee standpoint. How are we doing? What can we work on this? And it's always new topics, and they listen, and they're trying to evolve as fast as they can. I would say we have some new stuff rolling out in about a week. It's on the residential side. We've got some other things rolling out before the end of the year, some stuff rolling out at the beginning of the year that's promised that will probably roll out faster. But just hang on to your hats. I mean, it's going to get nothing but better. We've got a good owner and operator as in Robert Revkin.
Any talk on rebranding any of the commercial to like Compass Commercial?
Nope. They want to keep the brands separate for a reason. And there's no talks. I'm not saying that won't happen ever, but I don't see it happening because the message to us as brand ambassadors or brand leaders is they're not going to change the brands. They're going to let us incorporate the technology that they have, but nothing's going to change as far as on a brand level, except for the evolution of, technology.
That's good.
Anything else, guys? Cool.
That's good stuff.
Let me just finish up with a couple of things real quick. And this is probably something you guys know, but I always do this because I get this call at least 3 or 4 times a month. So when we talk about taking pictures, most people use their phones now, right? Most people have, 16 megapixel phones. That's really good resolution. But a lot of people use their phones this way because of Instagram and Facebook. That's how it formats better. And so this is on 21 Online, but this is just kind of a best practice is take that puppy and turn it this way when you're taking pictures, mainly because this is what happens when you take a portrait format picture. It does not know how to convert it back over to landscape format. So if you take it landscape, it will put it in a 4:3 format. That's what it's called, a 4:3 format. I'll send you those instruction guides if you ever, that's just easy peasy. Just make sure you're taking your pictures because this happens a lot. Most of them are competitors. So, but anyway, that's that. This is hot off the presses as of about 3 weeks ago. We now have a separate global site. So the reason why we redid this for the last almost 11 years, we go to SimilarWeb and SEMrush. What they do is they compare web traffic. They compare all kinds of things. It's for people that want to know about their competitors. If you think about us as a residential brand and you think about what we're doing on the commercial side, our growth rank is number 1. We are 8 to 12%, depending on the month, year over year, above our closest competitor. You can see the competitors that are here. You can also see that Coldwell Banker Commercial is below Century 21 Commercial. So this is something that we're going to add to our listing presentation. It's important that legal might make me take this out. I don't know why. They've mentioned something, and I'm trying to get this through legal, but so I won't share this slide with you today, but that's something that is from the research that we do. So this is something you want to share with your client base, letting them know, look, guys, we are right up there with all the commercial competitors. And so that's a good news story there. And then I just always mention this, ICRE, MCRE. If you haven't taken it and you don't want to take the ICRE, have Jim email me. I'll override it so you can take this course. This is 28 hours of college curriculum. You can always learn something, and you don't have to take them in concurrent order. You can take 4 classes out of the 21. But it's really good training. But I will make mention that we just got approved that we are going to have the MCRE designation. What is that? Well, once you pass the 35 hours of training, you get a certificate of completion for this one, a certificate for this one. That's after you pass the exam. Then you have a portfolio. That portfolio is transaction based. We've made it simple. It's just 10 closed transactions. It can be for lease, for sale, and then you submit that to the commercial department. Those instructions will be, right now we're working on that, but that will be so an agent can email the commercial department, here's my 10 closed transactions, and then we go into Dash and we activate your MCRE designation, which is our brand's designation. It's just a good qualifier to have that on the website to say MCRE. What is that? Well, it's 35 hours of intense training and transaction-based as well. So it just adds credibility that you have that designation. So look forward to that. That will be announced when it's official. the instructions and all that kind of good stuff. I want to make mention of the newsletter because it's going to be in Moxie Rise right now. It no longer is automated. That's going to change with the Compass Tech Stack. This newsletter is now in my department's hands. It used to be marketing would farm it out. I did not like the content. And so we've got 3 articles every month. It's going to be in Moxie Rise. It's not in eCampaigns. We're working on a new instruction guide because people think it's a drip campaign. Well, it is, but the drip campaigns are set up automatically, like, hey, happy birthday, 4th of July. This is going out to your sphere of influence. So if you take all your email addresses of all your clients and prospective clients, you upload it into this Moxie Rise section and say, I want the newsletter to go out. You figure out your signature line, and then every month you say, I want it to go out on the 5th of the month when it's ready. So this is going to be changing, but for right now, this is going to be in Moxie Rise until we sunset that. And then the last one is just make mention of this. I always do just because it's a driver of business. Jim, I don't know if you guys use this or you've talked to Keith and the team about, making sure that all the residential agents are utilizing this. But if you guys did this, you'd be #1 every year because you just would be. We've got a company that's about a third your size that is usually the #1 or 2 company every year because they use this and they get 30% of their business from this. So this is a great tool to have. Jim, if you want access to this, I will send it to you. I think I've sent it to you before, but I always make mention just because it's a good driver of getting referrals. Most companies most companies pay a 25% referral fee for a residential agent that fills out their name and leaves it at the end of a listing presentation or during the listing presentation or at the car wash or whatever they want to do with it. If they get the lead and the commercial team gets the listing and they close on it, they pay them a 25% referral fee. So just food for thought there. And then that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, send that to me, Randy. I know we actually have some of those cards made a couple of years ago, but I'm trying to see if maybe we can put a template in our resource guide where they could fabricate their own. So
yeah, and you can.
send that to me.
This is in Canva also, which I didn't go through today, but Canva, that's in Canva. But I'll send you the raw PowerPoint so you
Okay.
guys can edit it real easy. But I can tell you that the gentleman that started this is a commercial pro, and when he came in 2018, in 2019 he started that program, and it was in 2020 that when I called him up to congratulate him on being the #1 office. I said, you're like 1/5 the size of any company out there, and you went from like 152nd in the country with 3 or 4 guys selling a little bit to #1. What are you doing? And that's the result of that conversation was, this is what we do, and we get about 25 to 30% of our businesses from this program. So something to think about. It takes a minute to get your agents understanding what it really means, but you never know when you're talking to someone who might have a multi-million-dollar deal and they could get a $20,000 or $30,000 referral fee off it. You never know.
Right.
So
I got one last question for you, Randy. On 121 next year, are we gonna have is there any discussion on having additional courses or maybe a CCIM intro course at Nashville?
we haven't talked about CCIM, and that's where I haven't called you yet. I was going to ask you if you could take a couple hours of training, but no, we had 6 hours this year. We always have to kind of mix it up a little bit. We'll probably have 6 hours next year, but that's something that maybe we should talk about. Jim is a commercial advisory board member because we will be approaching that subject most likely mid-year because we want to start planning for it. So that's always a conversation about doing that. I can be transparent with you that years ago we actually had we paid for 25 CCIM, wherever they were, 101, 102, 103, 104. It was basically paying for a 1 week course. That time it was $1,700. We had 25 available, and we ended up to have 12 left over. and we had to give them away, and it was painstaking to give it away. I don't know if people just don't understand why. CCIM is important. Maggie, who's coming to the academy, she got her CCIM about 3 years ago. So let's talk about that on our advisory board, because we can definitely have CCIM will come, and they'll talk about the importance of the pin. They call it the power of the pin, but other things like that. So, but we'll have good 6 hours of training, most likely again.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I remember years ago, remember they had the intro course?
Yeah.
And that's how I
Yeah.
got started in it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that, and we've talked about it. If we can get enough interest, maybe putting it on Facebook and get people saying, yeah, we would take it, we could get discounts, because if you have multi people doing it, Coldwell Banker Commercial always lets us use some of their discounted packages as well when they do them. But that's definitely food for thought to talk about.
Cool. Thanks, Randy. Anybody else
All right,
got any
guys.
questions? Okay, buddy,
Hi,
thank
good
you
morning,
for the.
Jim. It's
Hi,
Shakira.
Shakira. Hi, Shakira.
I have questions, but not about this one. A buyer approached me looking for a building. I'm not really qualified for that. I would like to contact Rami for it, because the building they're looking for is in Oakland.
Okay, hey, Shakira, hold on just a second. Let Randy sign off, and then we'll
Okay.
have an open forum.
Yeah, Jim doesn't want me to hear any secrets, you guys. So I'm going to sign off. It's a pleasure, you guys. I'll follow up with Jim, and I'll send off some information that he can forward to you guys. And I hope to see you guys at the academy. It'll be fun.
Thank you,
Thank you, Randy.
Hello, Randy.
Thank you,
Hey,
Randy.
Bashir.
Thanks, Randy.
Hey, Bashir.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I missed a part of it. Is there a recorded copy I can get of this today's session?
I don't know if Jim, if you're recording it. I think
Yeah,
Jim,
it's getting recorded.
Okay.
And then he's going to send me the link this year for signing up for the November course and the academy, and I'll send it to you as soon as
Yes,
I'll send
please.
it to all of us as soon as I get it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Very good.
Uh,
Thank you.
before I leave, I'm putting in my email address. So somebody asked for that. Just so you guys know, pricing goes up from $3.99 to $4.99 July 31st. Reason for it, we have to start making commitments for food and that kind of thing. And if we cancel, we get charged. So that's why we have to raise the price. So just make note that you've got about 30 days to commit to that $3.99 price. So
Is there hotels near the area?
yeah. So on the link, when you go to the link, you'll see the accommodations. Then there's all of the hotels from the closest to that venue to furthest away. So you're going to have probably, I don't know, 50 hotels available. So it's just a matter of going in and making sure that you choose the one that you like the best.
Okay, thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is real close to Dallas, Fort Worth. Everybody doesn't know.
All right. I put my email in the chat box. Jim, thanks. Always a pleasure to meet with
Thanks,
you, group,
buddy.
and we'll see you soon.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Jim, this is Grace from Walnut.
Hi,
I
Grace.
have a question. I do have a lease listing for, Red 8 Bancroft. That's the previous Red 8 building needs to be leased. I put a CRML. My question is, can we put it on other commercial website?
LoopNet,
Yeah, do we have a account?
you do.
I think
Um,
if I sign it up, basically it could be one deal a year and pay $4,000.
Yeah, don't do that.
Uh-huh.
Do you have my contact info?
Let me check. I think I may have your your cell phone number. Do you want me to text
Yeah,
you?
just call me after the meeting, and we have a company account for premium listings, and
I'll
it's
put his
exactly
contact
for-
information in the chat too. Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
And it's exactly for agents like yourself that do one-off deals, and then you can just pay, it's $125 a month for each listing. And then as soon as it leases or it sells, you can take it off, and then you don't have to pay anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Thanks, Grace. Any other comments on all the info that Randy just gave us is that academy, I think, is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
Hey,
have
Rami,
I have
oh,
a
go ahead.
I have a quick question. Sorry, I'm new to the business. So my question is, he mentioned I should take some classes before I attend. This way, I will be I would have more of a being able to understand things. Do you remember what those classes were?
Yeah, so it's on 21 online, and it's the introduction to commercial real estate. And then there's also Masters in Commercial Real Estate. So the introduction is the one at a bare minimum you want to do, because that will teach you some of the math and some of the terms.
Well, I'm not from Century 21, but I'd like to attend.
Oh,
Is that a problem?
who are you with?
I'm with Intero.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm always here.
I don't know. I
Jim.
don't think you can access it because you have to have a Century 21 account.
Okay.
You just need to come over.
Yeah.
Join us.
But I could still attend the that site, right?
You're welcome. I don't think you can register, but you're welcome to come to our meetings, because you have to have a Century 21. You have to be an agent in order to access those classes.
But my question is, what about to attend the event?
Oh, the academy?
Yes.
No, it's just for Century 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because
If you
they
want,
need to
Emma,
have
you can
total
reach out
bank
to us and we can get you in touch with our onboarding and you can join us. And then that way
Yeah.
you would be able to.
Yeah, because I'm interested in the commercial aspect of it.
Yeah, go ahead and put, I'll put my email in here and
Mhm.
then go ahead and send me an email and I can get you in contact with our onboarding staff. How's that?
Well, I'm not sure yet if I want to transfer over to a different brokerage. Like I said, I'm new, but I was interested in seeing if I could possibly attend the event for commercial training in Texas.
Yeah,
let
they
me
won't
ask,
allow
let me,
that.
yeah, let me ask the obvious question, Emma. How are you on this call?
Oh, I'm always on here. I'm always on here from 8 o'clock in the morning till, yeah.
Well, I can answer that question because Neil Schwartz, like other agents from other brokerages to attend. Hopefully, eventually they'll join C21 Masters, which is an awesome brokerage.
Yeah,
That answers your question.
yeah, he allows he allows agents from other brokerages to attend meetings and classes. I'm usually on here all day, so
Oh, okay. Well,
I
Emma,
enjoy it.
my contact info is in the chat. Why don't you write that down and give me a call? We can chat about what kind of benefits you would get from our company, because there's really no comparison from where you're at now if you want to get into commercial.
Okay, I don't have your information on here.
It's in the chat.
It's in the chat. It's the Jim at Full Realty Services. And then my email is below his as well.
Okay, let me check here.
And then
Jim,
my phone number, if my
right?
phone number is not in there, I'll give it to you.
It is.
Okay.
I just have a quick comment. It's Chris Melamed. I know who she is. Can I ask who you are?
My name is Rochelle Corelli. I'm the commercial TC.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see your name.
I
Okay.
work here with Jim in this office.
Yeah, because we know Chris from Real Estate Alliance.
Yes, yes. So she gives me the account to run these meetings for Jim.
Hey, Jim, it's Leah Santa Maria.
Hey, Leah.
How's it going?
Good.
I'm always trying to learn more about commercial. I don't know if I'm ready to make the plunge. And, he said the class isn't really for dabblers. Is there any type of apprentice program you're maybe trying to create? I know we have a lot of opportunity here in Santa Maria to expand with commercial. Is that where the direction of this is going? Like, can we broaden the commercial department a little bit? Because I'm usually pretty... I'll just refer things to you because I'm not all that comfortable, but I would love to be able to learn more.
Well, yeah, we definitely have a mentorship program. I mean, give me a call. Let's talk about it. I mean, we can get you in that introduction class, and then you'll just share a few deals with me or someone else,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
then you'll be off and running.
Okay. I'll call you. Thanks.
Okay.
Jim, I have a lot of questions for you. What is the best time to call you? I
Um,
know you're always busy.
early afternoon today, probably.
Early afternoon.
Yeah,
Okay.
like between 1 and 2, probably.
All right. I've taken a couple of those CCIM series because they used to come to our real estate board, and there's so much in residential. So I do know that Rami is up here in Northern California. So whenever I have something, I would like to talk to him.
Who
Okay,
is
Rami?
this? Yeah, who is this? Sorry,
Uh,
what's your name?
Shakira.
Shakira, I'm gonna put my contact information in the chat. You can call me anytime if you have any questions or you just need some help.
Thank you, Rami.
Sure.
I actually have met Jim. Yeah. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Rami.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Shakira.
Sure.
Hi, Jim. This is Gloria from Chino Hills.
Hi, Gloria.
Yeah, so I just wanted to understand. So if we're already a realtor, do we have to sign up for something special to do commercial?
Yeah, so the policy at Masters is if you don't have any commercial experience and you haven't taken any formal training, you need to take the introduction to commercial real estate on 21 online, and then mentor with someone from the commercial team to share the first couple of deals with you.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, you've got to take some training because technically it's a violation of your license if you do it without training.
I see. I've taken that introduction years and years ago, and when I just joined Century 21 back in 2014 or so,
I would do it again as a refresher.
Okay.
You probably know some of it, but I'm sure you'll get something out of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gloria. Rami, so you've had an experience lately that if you want to share it, it's a good heads up for everybody to be careful of.
Yeah, so obviously I want to thank Al. He's a buddy of mine that I talk to from probably once a week, once every couple of weeks. And it was actually his idea. It's like, why don't you share this in your next meeting if you feel comfortable? So I thought about it and I said, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's a lot of ups in this business, but there's some downs. And so I think giving the realistic perspective of what this business is like, it's good to share. And so we all learn from each other. So I've been in this business for a little over 11 years, strictly in commercial. And I've had a lot of ups, never had any issues, never gone through disputes. So I closed on a deal about 45 days ago. 10 days after we closed, I get a call back from the buyer and the buyer's agent saying, hey, we did a video through the sewer lateral and we found that there's some issues. And we went to the city and under the ordinance, it showed that you and the seller should have just let us know about the ordinance, not necessarily repair it, but let us know that there is an ordinance in place. And I said, okay. And mind you, this is in the city of Pacifica. So not all areas of Pacifica need an ordinance, right? The residential does, some commercial doesn't. I guess this building was in an area called Lower Lindemar, which is it's kind of like in a zone or in an area that actually is where all the commercial properties sit. It does need a sewer lateral. So of course I didn't know about it. The seller didn't know about it. Yes, Emma, it's Pacifica, California. And so it was an issue. And so they came back to us and said, this is the cost, about $46,000. Are you guys willing to help? Now, initially, I usually am the type of person, I dot every I cross every T. It's just one of those things that I just, from a representation standpoint, I missed, and the seller missed. Everybody technically missed it. But I went through a little bit of a mental, like, man, I'm a horrible agent. I'm not good at this. I suck. I went through all these things, especially I was coming off of a really big high of a lot of sales in the last 3-4 months. I was really excited. And then this kind of hit. So to make the long story short, we went back. We were able to come to an agreement. It cost me some money to help my client out, so that way it can create less of an impact for him financially. I did really well making good money on the deal, but if I just checked off city ordinances on my checklist, I probably would have saved thousands of dollars on it. So definitely let it be a lesson learned. Now, probably you guys are much more experienced than I am. You guys have your checklist, but definitely for those who don't know or have never done commercial or just new in commercial, make sure you go through all of the city ordinances, make those calls, talk to, people in the planning department, people in the water department, and make sure that there's no point of sale requirements before the transfer of sale. Because if there is, you as the listing agent representing that seller, you have a partial responsibility, and so does the seller. So just make sure that, and if I just made sure that, I probably would have been in a different place. But at the end of the day, I learned my lesson. Probably will never do that again. For sure won't do that again. But make sure that's part of your checklist with all the other disclosures that our TCs help us organize. Obviously, this was really a part of negligence, but I'm okay with that because it's a lesson learned, and it's just going to make us better as a team and make me individually as a better broker. But I just wanted to share that with everybody, and just wanted to say I appreciate being able to talk about it.
Thanks, Rami.
Yeah.
That was tough, and I don't think it was negligence. It was just one of those. It was a really weird situation.
Yeah.
If I can jump in real quick to that as well, and Rami, you're an awesome agent. So
thank you.
I know all the time we question ourselves with different things, and you called me right away.
Yeah.
And said, is this a thing? And we talked about it. It's like commercial real estate. No, it's not a thing. Residential, yes. Commercial, no. Yeah. So, it was, right off the top of my head, and I've been doing this 30 years. My first thought was, no, it's not an issue. Only to find out, you're right. In this little, specific little enclave and certain area, that it is an issue. So it is a great lesson. And Rami, thank you so much for sharing that. And, showing the vulnerability that, you're questioning yourself after 11 years. There is no doubt you've closed millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of transactions, but that doesn't prevent us from making mistakes sometimes.
Yeah.
So
we're only human.
Exactly. You were able to work through it, get it sorted out, help your client through it. And, kudos to you for recognizing there was an issue, fixing the issue, but then also being able to share this with everybody else so that hopefully down the line, we won't make those same mistakes.
Right.
So, it never hurts to double check, triple check, even if we know something, let's just make sure, because things change. I was actually just talking to another one of our commercial agents yesterday, and he was adamant he didn't need a BRBC. And I said, and he was adamant that I told him as such. And we had that conversation. I said, yes, we did have that conversation last year. But as of January 1, 2026, all transactions now require a BRBC. So it's one of those things are constantly changing. So make sure that, and Al mentioned it with AI and Randy mentioned it, not setting the agenda for the class that's coming up because things are constantly changing. Well, it's the same way with real estate. Rules and laws are constantly changing. So let's make sure, even if we know something to be true or for a fact, let's always fact check ourselves. And thank you again, Rami. That was awesome. I really appreciate you sharing that, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rami. I appreciate
Well, to piggyback on that, even now with residential, not all cities, but San Jose has started it maybe 6-7 years ago, and it could cost, like what Romeo said, $40,000. It actually is a responsibility of this seller's agent. However, sometimes they don't know about that because they come from another city, so the buyer's agent has to be aware of that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you, Rami.
Yeah.
That wasn't easy to do, I'm sure. I appreciate that.
No, thank you, Romney. This is very nice of you to share that, and we should all do that,
Thank you, guys. Appreciate the support. Thank you, Al, again. Al's been with me. I've been brainstorming with Al, talking to Al. He's kind of been my, somebody that I consult with and talk to. So, Al, thank you very much. Just wanted to shout you out for that.
Oh, thanks, man. You know what? It takes a true professional a great leader and a distinguished just gentleman for you to number one, reach out, to number two, walk through that journey with resolve. You resolved it. And number three, to share it with your team. Because as you know, Jim and Rami and us commercial specialists, we are held to a higher standard in the commercial space. Yeah, it's very quickly will escalate to an attorney. And when an attorney gets involved, it's not like residential. Gloves come off. It turns into a swinging match. It's going to cost a lot of money. Not only does it impact your licensing, but it costs a lot of money. So kudos to Rami. Watching him navigate through that, watching him, it was sleepless nights, right, Rami? It was stressful. And you just do commercial. And so, guys, for you guys that are up in the Northern Cal area, you have a great resource and asset in Rami. Use him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Regarding the legal services now, Century 21 Masters has this American legal services. You can register now, and for every transaction, you just pay $199. And that you don't have to worry about your E&O or whatever that will cost you thousands of dollars.
Jim, is that for commercial? Sorry to cut you off.
I believe so.
Okay.
That is for C21 Masters only. Yeah.
So what is it? You pay $199, let's say, for the transaction?
For every transaction, you pay $199. If there are any litigation or whatever, they will partner you, or rather, there'll be attorneys that will help you.
They step in. It's kind of like an insurance, kind of coverage.
Yeah.
Can you share that information with us?
And how is that different than E&O, for example? Just out of curiosity, do you know?
Well, E&O, it could cost you hundreds and thousands of dollars depending on the litigation, correct?
Yeah.
But
so
this one,
basically, they're a buffer between us and E&O. So we have a deductible for E&O, and they basically pick up the slack and try and prevent things from going to E&O. And they'll do it if you agree, if you sign up. So if you go to the Master's Resource Guide, there's actually a link right to all the information about Legal Services of America, as well as a form to download and sign up. If you sign up and agree that all of your transactions going forward, you will use them, they'll actually also cover all of your past transactions if anything arises after you've already signed up.
Does that waive our deductible?
It doesn't waive the deductible, no.
Okay.
That's something before potentially that we have to go into, but it's
correct.
Kind of like you said, okay.
Correct.
They try to they step in and try to mitigate it between the both parties, or?
Exactly. So, and they actually use the same attorneys that we use for our E&O. So they gave us a list of all the attorneys they use, and we know them all because those are the ones that our E&O company uses. So basically, they will step in and use them first to try and exhaust all resources before it goes to E&O.
That's really good, actually. I don't mind paying $199 per transaction. Yep. That's nothing. Yeah, I mean, that saves us a headache.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Master's
Romeo,
Resource Guide.
For the full explanation.
Shakira, let us handle this, please. If you go to Master's Resource Guide, you can get all the information, or if you want to chat about it more, give me a buzz, because we're actually in contact with the owner, and have had several trainings for the directors and advisors, and this is going to be rolled out training for the agents as well.
Well, Romeo, I'll call you about this.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, we're running out of time, but I wanted to let Al have a couple of minutes. He's expanding his business, and I don't know how you get any sleep, brother. I mean, you are busy. So anyway, Al, you take a couple minutes and explain how you've widened your services, and maybe some of our agents can help utilize some of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I had to take myself off video. My laptop's about to die, and video takes up a little bit more bandwidth. So anyways, thanks, Jim. Yeah, one of the things that Masters is always super supportive is just really helping us as entrepreneurs capitalize on our skill sets and our knowledge and expertise. On the I do have a residential team in 3 states. I also do commercial in 3 states, and so but many of us commercial specialists also have specialties. I think it's always important not to try to do everything in commercial. That can get you into trouble. And so, I don't do raw land development. I don't do agricultural. But one of the areas that we specialized in early on was in the healthcare field. So we work with healthcare professionals, whether they're dentists, medical professionals, chiropractic, physical therapy, on any of their commercial needs. And commercial encompasses not only tenant representation. It doesn't only encompass sales of commercial property, but also it encompasses business opportunities. So anytime a client's looking to sell their business, that brings on a different animal in commercial space. And so one of our areas of specialty was working with those dental and medical professionals on if they want to sell their business or buy a business. Two, if they've got an opportunity to expand where they need more space. So they're looking for new space, or they're looking to either buy a commercial building to move into or sell their commercial building. And so that niche is what we started with on the healthcare side. So for any of you guys that have clients, because you all do, all of us in real estate, especially on the residential side, you have commercial clients. And chances are some of those commercial clients you have are business owners. And especially if they happen to have, they're a healthcare provider. Maybe you have a friend that's a physical therapist and that's what they do. They do physical therapy at a clinic, or they are a chiropractor. Chances are you've got those in your SOI database. Well, now you have an opportunity to reach out to them and say, hey, and you can reach out to me and I'll share my contact information in there. You can contact Jim to forward it on to me. There are some very basic questions you'll ask them. One of the key questions you always want to ask those healthcare providers, and quite frankly, any business owner, hey, how do you like your lease? And that will just start up conversations. It doesn't mean you have to have all the answers, but just have a conversation. And most times, as we commercial specialists know, and Jim knows, most tenants don't like their landlord. They have a complaint about something. And then they'll say, yeah, my lease is coming up in a couple years. Well, that's a great time to start having conversations. And then that's a great time for you to start bringing in your commercial specialists, whether it's Jim or Rami or Costa or myself or whoever is the commercial specialist in your area. But if you have healthcare, that's my specialty. And it has been. Now, of course, that's bled into non-healthcare stuff. So I do all commercial stuff across the board. But many of us have healthcare commercial clients. And so if you want to talk more about that, that's what I'm there for. I'm there to help you navigate as to how to have that conversation and ultimately how to help your client in whatever their needs are. And as you know, every commercial client will always have residential needs. So if they own a building, they're a tenant at a building, they're going to want to buy or sell property, residential property at some point. And when that happens, all of that goes back to you. So I'm just an extension of your team when it comes to healthcare to help you just generate more business and make more money. And so anyway, so that's a quick snippet about what I do. And I thank Jim and Keith and Randy and Matt for just partnering with me, because I do have my own brokerage on the healthcare side. But now we're collaborating with Masters as well on the healthcare commercial side. So anyways, any questions I can answer as far as that goes.
Al, can you please put your information on the chat?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'll throw it in there, Emma. Anybody else, anything that I can hit on, elaborate, clarify?
I have a question, but it might be not related to that. It's so I get a lot of my business clients, which I know it says I haven't been processing, but I get a lot of them through financials or financial services, and I have to get clearance to do that with residential and with loans. Do I have to do something similar with commercial?
No. Well, number one, what you have to do is you have to be knowledgeable about when you're looking at financial statements, right? So especially on the business valuation, I come out of an accounting and finance background. That was my expertise. And so looking at P&Ls, looking at tax returns, looking at schedules, all of that is important as a commercial specialist when you are working with on a deal analysis. Rami and Jim and I, we're comfortable with looking at financial statements. And so, but there's no accreditation that you need to do that. There's no certification to do that, but you better be well versed in it because we are held to a higher standard in commercial real estate. So I hope I answered that question. I can elaborate more offline. I'll leave like I said, my cell phone number on the chat. I just added it there as well. If you need help with business valuations, that's where us commercial specialists are experts on. Because if you're selling business opportunities, you have to know that stuff. You have to be able to dissect financial statements, production reports, P&Ls, tax returns, balance sheets, cash flow statements to property. Yeah,
lots of liability.
Tons.
But especially on the business side.
Yeah. What I love about Rami is, one of the things we should be better at is divulging and communicating our faults and our errors, because that's where you learn the most. You don't learn the most when everything is going great and you're closing deals and earning commission checks. You'll learn a whole lot.
That's a fact.
You'll learn a whole lot. And I will tell you, this past week alone, I must have been on, 4 different conference calls with attorneys, because that's the language you need to speak.
A lot of fun, Kyle.
Oh, it's yeah. You can call it fun, Rami, as you know, but yeah, just know that you have Jim and a great leader on the commercial side and Master's team and your commercial specialist to lean on. Do not try it alone. If you do it alone, you're going to get yourself into trouble. It happens more than you think. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare everybody, but there you go. That's the real.
That's true.
And also, even Randy, our CEO, I just want to shout him out because he's incredible. I mean, I called him a few times. He made me feel so comfortable and said, "Hey, Rami, I'm in this with you. We'll figure it out." And he's given me incredible sound advice, resources, his attorneys, people that I could lean on and talk to. And so definitely, we work for a company that is always there for you and with you and standing with you through, different trials. So that's definitely something to consider.
Yeah. Well, everybody, this was a really good meeting. We went way over on time, but that's okay. Any closing thoughts, questions?
I'm kind of curious, for you commercial specialists, is it all you do, or is it a percentage of your real estate business? Is it half and half? And how do you get your passion for commercial when it sounds so litigious?
Well, myself personally, I would say probably 99% of commercial. The 1% of residential is just because my commercial clients have houses and I know how to do it, so I might as well sell them. And the passion comes from the relationships and the numbers. You gotta really like numbers, at least in my opinion. I love underwriting a property and analyzing a property. And I mean, a lot of my clients I've had 20 years. And so, it's a relationship business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say we're all a little different. For me, I've got a blend of commercial and residential. My split's probably 65-70% residential, and the remaining is commercial. But I've got a finance background. Have helped buy and sell a lot of businesses, and also being a business owner. I've got 4 corporations, so for me, it's just a stream of comfortability. I love that space. It's complicated. It's high level of tension and high level of challenges, and I think you just have to have that cut in you to be able to do that. And so
I get a question. How do you prospect for commercial clients?
It's cold calling is probably one of the main things. Every commercial, if you're a serious commercial person, you pick up the phone and you dial. Try to have as many conversations as you can a day. I mean, of course, people in residential say work with your sphere, work with the people you know. But if you really want to know how all the pros do it, they're on the phones. Everybody's on the phone. I mean, try to hit 20, 30 conversations a day. That's really where it's at. And that's really on the low end. So we're always having conversations, talk to people. The more you talk, the better it is that you can make deals happen.
So that would be the same as residential then?
Yeah, it's dialing.
Thank
You're
you.
always dialing. It's just a different asset class.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jim, on that topic, I wouldn't mind before Masters, if you remember, I was asked by leadership to go to the offices and present to residential agents how to market to their commercial SOI. So I on the next call, if you want me to, I still have that slide deck. I can use that.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. And so, but to Rami's point, just having conversations. You all probably visit the same restaurants and hair salons and dry cleaners and everything else. The person you're talking to, chances are, is the business owner or family of the business owner, and just asking those questions, those basic questions: is how do you like your lease? Well, what would you change about your location? And just get them talking. And they'll uncover a lot for you right there.
And the key point of that also, when you're having those conversations, but you have to know the talk. You have to know, at least have some training behind you so you can have the conversation. Because a lot of the commercial sellers and buyers, they're sophisticated. They know more than a lot of brokers. So do yourself a favor and get some training before you start having those conversations so you can back it up.
We have to know the lingo. So
You
Al, can
know
you
it.
give a class
You
on
know
that?
Yeah, there's a lot of lingo out there, but yeah, I think to Jim's point, get some basic training, take that intro course at the 21 Online, and hands down, the residential agents who want to do some level of commercial, reach out to your commercial specialist. That is an extension of your team. As the CEO of your company, because you are all CEOs of your own business. CEOs don't do all the marketing and the HR stuff and operations and manufacturing. They have people under them to do that, or collaborate with them. Collaborate with Jim, collaborate with your commercial specialists to help you navigate getting that business, getting more referral dollars in your pocket, and getting more residential business, because your commercial specialist will help you get more residential business.
Thanks, Al.
Yep.
Well, thanks everybody. Great meeting. Let's see, next month. Let's see. Next month, the meeting's going to be on July 29th, 10 a.m., same bat channel. And again, this will be recorded, and I'm going to try to get it to put on our commercial tab on the resource guide. Maybe Rochelle can help me with that. And
that'd be awesome on the resource guide, Jim.
Yeah, on a commercial tab somehow.
Yep.
So any questions? Everybody, my contact info is in the chat, and have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Thank you, Rami. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you,
Rami,
everyone.
thank you, bud.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you doing
Thank you.
that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, talk to you soon.